morning Stampers, it's Fiona Whitehead here, craftystamping.blogspot.com, and today I'm coming to you with some watercolouring. I don't think I've done a video on this so far, so let's have a play. I'm playing with the Colourful Seasons set, and here's one I did earlier. This is sort of pinks, the new pinks, this one. It was the powder pink and the berry burst and a little touch of lemon twist around the outside, which actually turned yellow, and it had the little flowers. So that's just one example, but I'm not going to do that one today. I'm going to play with the leaves because I haven't played with the leaves yet on this set, and there's lots of flowers out there, so let's have a go with the leaves. And yet again, I'm winging it. So we're going to do this live on camera, so if it works out, you get to see the video. If it doesn't, you don't. So fingers crossed that I don't waste my time. And you have to use, well, you don't have to use, but I would recommend that you use our watercolour paper. Not sure if you can see, it's thicker, it's textured. It won't bend when you wet it, and it's just the best thing for doing watercolouring. So I'm going to use Lemon Lime Twist. You knew that was coming, didn't you? I'm going to use some Daffodil Delight, and I'm going to use some Pear Pizzazz. And my aqua painter is a very old Stampin' Up aqua painter, but we do slightly different ones, I think, now. Now, when you're opening your ink pad to do watercolouring, this is what's so clever about our let me just get that out a bit, about our ink pads, is they double up as little ink palettes for you for watercolouring. If you've never used them as that and you've always wondered why our pads the way they are, that's why. Before you want to use it, just squeeze it and you will get, squeeze it a bit more, you will get a blob of ink in the bottom. That then becomes your watercolouring palette, or whatever it's called. So the same with this one, and you get a blob of ink, and then you can leave them open like that, and the same with the Pear Pizzazz. And there you go, that's why our inks are the way they are. We've thought of it all for you. Now, before you start off with your watercolouring, wet your paper. So I should have enough water in here. So really give it a good old soak, and that's going to help the ink to adhere, and it'll do all that lovely blobby, watery, coloury, stuffy stuff. Okay, I don't know what that is. Right, so we're just going to play with some colours and see how we get on. So we'll take a bit of this, and you can see then it starts to just merge. You can wipe your brush off every time as well, look, just so you're not mixing your colours in your palettes. And I'm just playing with these colours. I have no idea what they're going to look like. You can do all of your piece of paper, or you can just do some of your piece of paper. I'm going to keep mine quite pale. I don't want it too dark. So I'm not going to do a big blob of dark ink in there. I just want that really gentle sort of watercolour wash type thing. Now you can leave your paper to dry naturally, or to help it along you can use your heating tool. And mine's just behind me, so if you bear with me, I'm just going to dry this off a little bit because it's going to be a bit wet. So if I just come over here. That didn't take too long. Now I've already cut out some of the leaves, and I'm using the thinlits to go with the set. Now somebody has asked, I've noticed going around the blogs and things, what is the difference between a framelit and a thinlit? So here I can explain the difference for you. The thinlit are the very intricate ones, like this one. And so when they cut out, they cut out that really very fine detail. So they are what's known as thinlits. The framelits are the chunkier ones that actually literally just frame your image. And I don't know where my framelits have gone to match those. So if you were found it, here it is. So this is the framelit which frames the stamp. So that is the difference. That's the frame and that's the thin. So Hope that's okay. You know what we're doing now. So I have got a few leaves and things here that I've done. Let's just pop that out of the way. And these ones I've done the framelets, and I've inked and stamped them. And this one I've done as the thinlet. Now I've used Lemon Lime Twist on this one, and this is one of our other new colours, which is the Tranquil Tide. And if you do the framelit and the thinlet together, you see, that is just lovely, isn't it? And I've put, so we're going to use one of those. So as I said, I did that slightly earlier, so I'm just going to put a little bit of snail on this. The fine glue would be even better, and we're just going to stick that to there. That's so pretty, isn't it? So there we go, that's our framelit and our thinlet together on top of each other with the background colour. Very luminous, look how that's going to look on there. Now the other ones I've just inked. Now this one I have cut out the framelit, and now I'm going to ink it with its matching stamp. I'm going to use the Lemon Lime Twist as the background. So this is like a two-step stamping set with this. Now you can either cut it out first and then stamp, or you can stamp it and then cut it out. It's entirely up to you. Sometimes I find it's better to do it this way around because you can get it slightly more where you want it. So that's that one. And then we come along with the veiny bit, and I'm going to use the Tranquil Tide. I'm going to stamp off the Tranquil Tide. I don't want it too dark, so we're just going to stamp that off a little bit, just to do the little veins. There we go. So there's, we've got two of those, and then there are some little ones as well. And I'm just going to ink that, stamp that one in Lemon Lime Twist. Sadly, when I was looking through, there isn't the little veiny one to match, and I think that's a shame. And I did try and do the big one, but it just didn't work. So we're just going to have to ink it up as it is and leave it like that. You could always draw them on if you really wanted to. So that's going to go over there, and then I'm just going to put the sentiment on so that I know how much room I've got then to play with all my leaves. So let's have a look what sentiments we've got that we haven't maybe used before. Congratulations is on here. Life is a beautiful thing. You make me smile. The Just Breathe, of course. I might use the May All Your Tomorrows. I think that's quite big. No, I won't use that one. That is a bit. I'm going to do the You Make Me Smile. So let's have that one. There must be somebody in my life that makes me smile. Hubby makes me smile all the time. Great sense of humour, my husband. Right, I'm going to do Tranquil Tide. And I'm going to pop my sentiment on the top left here. I'm going to give the Tranquil Tide its full belt. Now, I really should have my pad underneath me, but I don't have that to hand, so I'm just going to do an extra little bit of grid paper just to make that a little bit thicker to stamp on, and just pop that in the top left. There we go. And then we're going to build up our card. And I've cut out one of the little chairs. Oh, I've cut out one of the little chairs as well, and that's also in the Lemon and Lime Twist. But what I'm going to do is just going to ink the edges of this little chair with the Tranquil Tide, just so it's going to pop a little bit more, because we're all about the greens today. And funny enough, while I'm talking about the greens, I run a Facebook group, which I've just started about a month ago. We've got loads of people on there, and it's called The Joy of Sets. You'll find it on Facebook if you put that in, Joy of Sets SU. And what we do on there is we showcase old sets and current sets and retired sets. And at the moment I'm doing a little challenge that you can put a card in, and it's got to be green, because emeralds are my birthstone and we're in May, and so I thought emeralds. Somebody said to me, why not do just Emerald Envy? And to be honest, I didn't do that because I don't have any Emerald Envy. That meant I couldn't join in with my own challenge, so that wasn't going to work. So if you fancy coming and joining us, you'll find us on Facebook. So that's just given that chair, as you can see, a little bit of a lift. Now, looking at my watercolour in there, I think I want to add a slightly different colour. I want it to just pop a little bit more. So I'm going to add a little bit of the powder pink. Just give it a little bit more. Oh, that's gone nice bubbly. Less green, should we say? Just to give it a bit more. It's not too wet, so I won't have to dry it. I'm just doing a... There we go. That's just giving me a bit more, breaking up the greens and the yellows. See, you can just play with it as and when. There. So that's going to go on just there. And then we're going to play with our leaves. I might not use all of them because there might just be far too many for this little piece of cardstock I've got here. So I'm just going to glue this one down so we know where it's going. That's going to go there. Like that. And that one's going to go at the top. You could pop some up on dimensionals as well, just to give yourself a little bit of extra texture and interest. So I think we'll do that with a couple of these little ones. This one. So it's an autumn card, isn't it, really? And I know we're in spring going into summer, but it's just nice to see some of the other leaves being, the other things out of the set being used, because sometimes we just get focused on just doing the flowers or something. I'm going to pop this one up on a dimensional also, so that it can just go over that one. There you go. Just like that. And I had one more little one somewhere. There it is. Just pop that one down in the bottom left hand corner there. I'm just going to glue that one on. You can see this is where I tried to do the veins and it just didn't work out, so you could draw them on, or I'm just going to leave them like that. There we go, that's our card. So I'm going to pop this onto a piece of the Tranquil Tide,